Hello everyone, as is usual for this type of video on this channel, this is not a review. I'm not calling it a review because I'm doing this just casually as a fan, just looking at a thing and talking about it. The thing is the Yolopark Optimus Prime AMK series kit, 20 centimeters, a little bit less than 10 inches in height. But I am going to call this a sponsored review, a sponsored video, not a review, a sponsored video, even though it kind of isn't. Simply put, Yolopark, the company that made this, sent me this for free. I did not pay for it. So that was for Twitch content that I've already done. This is separate from that, but I wanted to over disclose rather than under disclose, just so that you know. Also, I do have my affiliate link in the video description and a coupon code there. If you use the affiliate link and buy something, then I may get a small commission from the sale. But don't use that if you don't want to buy the thing. I'm definitely not here to try to make sales. I just put that there if you want to support the channel, if you like the product that you see. When they reached out to me, when Yolopark reached out to me, I thought it was creepy because I had bought their big Optimus Prime kit, the super serious top of the line kit model, the plastic model. It's kind of like putting together a typical snap build mech model, like ones that I've covered on this channel before, but much bigger than most, perfect grade size and significantly more detailed. But it had nothing to do with that. They just found me randomly through my Lego YouTube channels, and when they offered these up to send to me for some Twitch content, I thought that they were going to be just smaller models like that Optimus Prime that I bought. I've not built that one yet, but as it turns out, they're not. They're actually lower end. This is intended a little bit more for the kid, a little bit more directly for the kid market. When you buy this, it comes in these sections. So it just comes in some kind of prefab sub-assemblies, and then you put it together from there. I think there are maybe a few more pieces than are shown here. Yeah, I think a little bit more has to be put together than what you see here, but it's close to that. But it's all about sub-assemblies. I just put it into this silly, very silly pose because you can. And I've had a lot of fun posing these kits because I'm going to call it a kit, not an action figure. It poses more like an action figure, like a pretty good action figure, but you do have to put it together, so it's better to call it a kit. Otherwise, some parent is going to look at this for 1 second and say, oh yeah, I want to get that. Or some adult is going to look at it for a second and say, I want that. And they're going to buy it. If I call it an action figure, they're going to buy it and they're going to open it up and be like, what is this? It's in pieces. This is garbage. I'm sending it back. So we're calling it a kit. I'm calling it a kit. And I really enjoy it. It definitely poses to me more like an action figure because I can really get hands-on with it. I'm not worried about it being dainty. If anything pops off, if anything falls off, you can just pop it back on. Everything is just snap fit in. And it does use multiple types of materials. There we go. So just took the neck out. Used multiple types of materials as well it should in order to get good natural fits without using like polycap styles of pieces or needing basically parts that will physically not lock up against one another, but will provide enough friction. Let me go ahead and put this back into somewhat of a more reasonable pose so you can take a look at it in a more reasonable context. Again, the height of this one is a little bit under 10 inches. I call it 20 centimeters. I didn't measure it myself, but that's just I think that's just a close estimate. It's about 9.5 inches looking at it, and not a perfect straight pose there, but this is what you get. And this does not transform because Hasbro is very particular about their licensing for transforming models. There are very few of them out there. Most models, higher end especially, models out there do not transform if it's not from Hasbro itself. This does not try to market itself as a transforming transformer. It's just another one of those higher end things that you can get. Focuses on the robot form. But for $30 US, I feel like you get a good deal here. We did some serious research on on the Twitch stream, looking at what else is out there that this could compare to. And you get into the really high-end stuff really, really quickly. That's, again, not transforming. Most of which is smaller than this. This is, interestingly, one of the larger kits that you can get at all. And you also get into much, much more expensive stuff. Like a transforming Optimus Prime is going to be down in this kind of range in size, and costs almost twice as much as this, which is interesting. This is fully legit though. This is not a knockoff brand. It's not gray market. This is officially Rise of the Beast movie stuff here, merchandise. You got some articulation in the torso. There's like side to side, twisting at the waist. A little bit of, let's see, I think there was some yeah. There's a ball joint inside the torso there. The prints are pretty good. The masking is pretty good. There's a little bit of movement of these bits here to allow you more movement of the legs. So this is able to rotate forward. It's able to extend down, up and down. So there's up nice and tight in there, and then it can extend to give you extra height, and also give it more room to extend the leg forward. Not able to go full 90 degrees there forward. At the back, this is linked. Also, you're not able to go nearly 90 degrees back. So this one has some limitations relative to others in the line. But at least the knees are quite good. The knees give you that double jointing setup. It's actually triple on this one, so this goes farther. Excuse me, it's double. It's double because this is part of the inner assembly. So you get this here, right? You get this here, and then you get that just a little bit extra. Or if I bring this back, I can take this in farther, and it just creates a tighter knee. It's not able to fold up all the way, but you're able to kind of get it where you want. You know, they just give you a lot more range to work with for your higher end posing needs. Not as useful in the toy context, but for collectors posing it, I think it's useful. Ankle is able to go side to side here. Rotate, of course, front to back, doubled up joints. So there's one down in the foot, and there's also one up above. So it's able to kind of shift. You see it's shifting in there. Just gives you a little bit more range to flex. And then the toes on this one do also still have a little bit of movement. That's actually more than I remember. Actually goes pretty far. Not too bad. No heel articulation on this one. I think that's about it there with the arms. So you once again have the doubled up articulation. This is interesting. They fold in the detail on the front of the hydraulic actuators, hydraulic rams there. That folds in with the inner joint. Sorry about that. Let's try this again. Without operating the shoulder at the same time. So that folds up. And this here also is able to get out of the way. So you can leave it here. You can fold it down to give you a little bit of extra clearance. Again, nowhere close to 180 degrees on that one coming in, but still pretty decent because combined with the shoulder articulation you're able to get, so you got the shoulders able to move forward and back as well as rotating here and opening up. So I can get this all out of the way. Can open that way up. Can kind of find some spots where that'll settle in, try to get it in closer. There we go. So it's not going all the way, but then I can bring it out, cross the chest. I can also bring an arm back, rotate that around the back. So it's got some pretty significant room. If I go here, it's going across, pat itself on the head. That's pretty good. It has some range, you know. This one I believe had two joints. Was this one or another? No, this one has just a single joint. I thought it was two at the wrist. Nope, not this one. The wrist is kind of angled in a little bit. It's ball joint. Instead of going straight out, comes forward a little bit. But it's in a good place. And the hands are flexible. Not articulated, but flexible, single piece molds each. They do give you multiple hands though. So right now I've got fully open hand over here. I've got this weird two-pointed finger thing on this side. I don't know if that's a movie reference yet because I haven't watched the Rise of the Beasts movie. I will watch it when it comes out on streaming. Kind of busy making content right now. I'm not really able to get to theaters anymore, but it's nice to be able to watch stuff when you do have free time from the comfort of your own home. Here are the other hands included for this one. So they do have another open hand for the right side, and then they have fists, full closed fists that don't hold anything for each side. And then they've got this one as well, which is a shooting hand. You know, it's able to grab a weapon, and it's got a finger to go through a trigger hole. However, there's a big problem here with that. It's the biggest problem with this kit. There's no weapon. There's no weapon at all. It's just Optimus. Dang it. I don't know if that's I don't know if they had a problem with the design of it late in the production process or if it was a budget thing, but it's unfortunate. He's got nothing to shoot with. I mean, granted, the Bumblebee also doesn't, but that's Bumblebee. I think Prime really could have used to shoot or hack and slash or hit with. You know, it's just him. It's fine and all, but it would have been significantly better. I'm gonna change this hand. It's just a little bit too weird. Would have been significantly better and more interesting, I think, if it included. There we go. If it included a weapon also. Again, no transforming. Nothing happens up here with the upper body. It doesn't even think about transforming. These wheels are able to rotate around. Interestingly, they're just kind of popped on there. This does not use any decals or stickers of any sort. Anything that's a decoration is simply printed on. Mostly tampo printing. Some of the stuff is like things in here. These are actually masked off. This is the worst quality of print that I've seen. Right there, just it's a fairly thick ink or paint, but that silver line is good. The red is good, but you can see just a little bit of weakness, inconsistency there. Also, this one on this side, a little bit thinner, just the white. I'm nitpicking, but it's something that I do. I really like high quality prints and high quality paint applications from companies. So I will call out when I see one that's not as good as the standard that they set. Like all of this stuff in here, that is solid. That is good. The surface texture is not perfect. I will point that out for folks who want the best of the best. The tires here, too shiny, too glossy. Maybe the neck a little bit too bright in color. Also, this one's able to look up, I think, more than the others in the series, interestingly. But it's still limited there. These can look down really well with the double joint setup. Up, not so much. But that's it, I think, for this one. Again, my affiliate link is in the description if you have any interest in checking these out. See what else is on their site as well. They've got some lower end stuff and they have some very high end stuff. And they have some very, very extraordinarily high end, very, very large and very, very extraordinarily expensive stuff also, which, looking on the market relative to other things available, again, somehow still managed to be pretty well priced compared to the competition. But I don't know, when you start getting into a 2-foot tall Optimus Prime model, it's like $700 US. I don't know about that. It's not for me. This is absolutely for me, because this is for something like Transformers where I like this stuff, but I'm not super invested in it. This is perfect because I get a bot form Optimus. I can play with the posing quite a lot. And it's $30. Again, I didn't pay for this one though, so I can't speak to that too much. But if they come up with more in the future, I may just sneak in and buy some. But I am going to next from Yolopark. I am going to build the big $200 or 180 US Optimus kit that I bought. That's on a whole other level than this. But for what this is, I think it's pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments if you'd like to. and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.